Hello, I'm Dr. Richard Evans. After many years of working with older patients here in the United States, I've noticed a concerning truth. Many seniors are living with diabetes without even knowing it. We call this silent diabetes, a condition that creeps in quietly but with very serious consequences. Today I want to share with you the early warning signs and some simple, practical steps you can take to help prevent this disease. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next helpful videos. 1. Silent diabetes, the overlooked warning signs. Have you ever felt like you drink water all day yet still feel thirsty? Or maybe you wake up every night, again and again, just to use the bathroom until sleep feels impossible? I've heard countless patients over 60 complain about this, and most of them think it's just a normal part of aging. But in reality, sometimes these are the early warning bells of diabetes. One of my patients, Helen, lost weight quickly, even though she was eating normally. She thought it was just her body getting older, but blood tests revealed she was already in the advanced stage of diabetes, and she had no idea. Silent diabetes often begins with very small signs: unusual thirst, constant fatigue, blurry vision, or wounds that heal slowly. These can easily be mistaken for natural aging. But science is clear: when blood sugar rises, your blood vessels and nerves are quietly being damaged every single day. I want you to ask yourself, have you ever ignored these signals? If so, now is the time to pay closer attention, to truly listen to your body. Because catching diabetes early doesn't just protect you from dangerous complications, it gives you the chance to enjoy your later years with the health and peace you deserve. 2. The power of a simple blood test. When was the last time you had a blood test? I often ask my patients this question, and surprisingly, most of them can't remember, especially those over 50. They usually only come to the hospital when they are already exhausted, or when complications have begun. By then, we've already missed the golden chance to stop what's called silent diabetes. One of my patients, James, 67, told me he thought he was perfectly healthy until a routine checkup. A simple blood sugar test revealed he was pre-diabetic. Thankfully, because it was caught early, he changed his lifestyle and avoided dangerous complications. What many people don't realize is that diabetes can silently progress for years without obvious symptoms. You may still walk every day, eat what seems like a normal diet, and yet inside, high blood sugar is quietly damaging your blood vessels, nerves, and even your eyes. Medical science has shown that just 1 or 2 blood sugar tests a year can detect the disease at its earliest stage, when it is still within your control. I want you to imagine this. If just a few minutes of testing could give you years of healthy, independent life with your children and grandchildren, wouldn't that be worth it? I believe aging is not a sentence to sickness, but an opportunity to slow down and live more meaningfully. And regular health checkups are truly one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself and your family. The gift of peace in every single breath. 3. Small weight loss, big impact. Have you ever thought that just a few extra pounds aren't worth worrying about? Many of my patients have felt the same, but science shows the opposite. Losing just 5 to 7% of body weight in people who are overweight can dramatically reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. That number may sound small, but its impact is huge. I remember a patient named Linda, 62. When she first came to see me, she was overweight, and her blood sugar was beginning to creep up. Linda thought she'd have to lose 40 or 50 pounds to make any difference. But I told her, let's just take small steps first. She started walking 20 minutes a day and swapped her afternoon pastries for fresh fruit. 6 months later, she had lost 22 pounds, about 6% of her body weight. Her blood sugar tests were back to normal, and she no longer felt constantly tired. I want you to imagine your body like a machine. Every extra pound is extra pressure that forces the entire system, your heart, your blood vessels, your blood sugar regulation, to work harder. But when you lighten the load, even a little, your body breathes easier. Maintaining a healthy weight isn't about punishment. It's a gift you give yourself. So every step feels lighter, every breath feels easier, and your later years aren't overshadowed by diabetes. 4. Eating for energy, not exhaustion. Have you ever noticed how, after a heavy meal full of fried foods, pastries, or fast food, your body feels sluggish and drained? Many of my patients over 50 assume that's just aging. But the truth is, diet plays a major role in raising the risk of diabetes. One of my patients, Robert, 65, used to eat lots of red meat and processed foods. When his blood sugar began to rise, he worried, but didn't know where to start. Together, we made small changes, adding more vegetables to his dinners, swapping soda for water or herbal tea, and choosing whole grains instead of white bread. Within a few months, he not only lost weight, but also felt more energetic and slept better at night. Science has proven it. Diets rich in vegetables, low-sugar fruits, and whole grains help control blood sugar and protect your heart. I want you to imagine your body as a garden. When you nourish it with healthy foods, it blossoms with health. So eating more plant-based isn't just a choice. It's a way of giving your body the chance to heal, to thrive, and to stay strong with each passing day. 5. The truth about carbs and blood sugar. Have you ever wondered why some carbs make your blood sugar spike while others actually help your body stay strong? I've met so many patients over 50 who say, "Doctor, I don't even eat candy, so why is my blood sugar still high?" And when I look at their diets, I often see white bread, white rice, and even sugary sodas at nearly every meal. One of my patients, Susan, 70, used to eat white bread sandwiches every morning. When I suggested she switch to oats and low-sugar fruits, within just a few months her blood sugar stabilized, and she felt more steady energy throughout the day. That wasn't magic, it was science. Complex carbs like brown rice, sweet potatoes, and oats digest more slowly, preventing sudden spikes in blood sugar. I want you to picture your blood sugar like a river. If you keep flooding it with sugar storms from refined carbs, the river overflows and damages the banks, your blood vessels. But if you nourish it with complex carbs, the flow stays steady and calm. Controlling carbs and sugar doesn't mean extreme restriction. It simply means making better choices, and those choices can help you stay free from diabetes and enjoy a lighter, more peaceful life in your later years. 6. Walking, a simple gift to your body. Have you ever noticed how just one morning walk in the park can completely change how you feel? I've seen this countless times with patients over 50. They come to me with high blood sugar, always feeling tired. But once they start walking briskly for 30 minutes a day, within a few months their lab results and their energy begin to change. One of my patients, Michael, 68, used to avoid exercise. He'd say, "I'm too old to work out." But when I explained that walking isn't just exercise, it actually makes the body more sensitive to insulin, like turning a key that helps sugar move from the blood into the cells. He gave it a try. After 3 months, not only was his blood sugar under control, but he felt lighter in spirit and slept more deeply at night. Science has proven that just 30 minutes of brisk walking, 5 days a week, strengthens the heart, keeps the muscles flexible, and, most importantly, stabilizes blood sugar. I want you to imagine your body like a car. If you leave it parked too long, the engine rusts. But when you keep it running regularly, it stays smooth and strong. Exercise isn't a burden, it's a gift you give yourself. With every step, you're moving closer to a healthier, calmer, and more vibrant life after 60. 7. The link between sleep and blood sugar. Have you ever gone through a sleepless night and then the next morning felt completely drained, forgetful, or craving sweets more than usual? Many of my patients over 60 tell me they thought poor sleep just makes you tired. But the truth is, chronic lack of sleep disrupts your hormones and increases insulin resistance, a key factor in developing type 2 diabetes. I remember a patient named Martha, 65. She often slept only 4 to 5 hours a night, thinking it gave her more time to get chores done. But after a few years, she developed prediabetes without realizing it. Once we focused on improving her sleep, going to bed and waking up at regular hours, avoiding coffee after the afternoon, within just a few months her blood sugar stabilized and her mind felt clearer and happier. Science shows that sleeping 7 to 8 hours each night not only gives your brain rest, but also helps your body regulate hormones and keep blood sugar balanced. I want you to imagine sleep as your body's reset button. Every night you press it, you wake up to a new day, healthier, calmer, and stronger. Getting enough sleep isn't a luxury. It's the foundation for protecting your health and giving yourself more years to live fully with your family. 8. Stress, cortisol, and diabetes. Have you ever noticed that on stressful days your blood sugar tends to be higher than usual? That's no coincidence. When you're under stress, your body releases a hormone called cortisol, and it pushes blood sugar up as if preparing you to face danger. But after 50, when stress becomes a daily weight, that excess cortisol quietly turns into a threat to your health. One of my patients, Alice, 64, worried constantly about her family and finances. She slept poorly, ate irregularly, and her blood sugar was all over the place. I encouraged her to try deep breathing and to write in a gratitude journal each night. At first, she laughed. "Doctor, how could writing a few lines help me?" But within weeks, she realized her mind was calmer, her sleep improved, and her blood sugar became more stable. Science has shown that practices like meditation, yoga, or even simply writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day can lower cortisol and bring your body back into balance. I want you to imagine, every time you relax, every deep breath is like a natural medicine, healing you from the inside. Managing stress doesn't just help prevent diabetes, it gives you peace of mind, and truly peace is the most precious gift of our later years. 9. Alcohol, smoking, and silent risks. Have you ever heard the saying, "One glass of wine for fun won't hurt"? Many of my patients believe that too. But after 50, especially if you're at risk for diabetes, every sip of alcohol or puff of smoke is like a tiny spark that, over time, can ignite serious heart complications. I remember a patient named David, 66. He had smoked for more than 30 years and drank a few beers each night just to help him sleep. Even when his blood sugar was rising, he thought medication alone would be enough. But one day, severe chest pain sent him to the hospital. He later admitted, "If only I had quit smoking sooner, maybe I wouldn't have paid such a heavy price." Science is clear. Alcohol overworks the liver and pancreas, making blood sugar harder to control. Smoking narrows the blood vessels, doubling the risk of heart attack and stroke in people with diabetes. I want you to imagine your heart as a pump. If you constantly pour smoke and alcohol into it, sooner or later that pump grows tired and breaks down. Quitting smoking and limiting alcohol isn't giving up joy. It's giving yourself more healthy years, more time to truly enjoy life with your children and grandchildren. 10. The silent trio: diabetes, high blood pressure, and cholesterol. Do you know why people call diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol the silent trio of enemies? Because they often appear together, quietly damaging the heart, long before you ever feel pain. I've seen too many patients who only discovered the truth after their heart was already badly damaged, simply because they believed they were fine and didn't need regular checkups. One of my patients, Thomas, 70, from Oregon, always felt confident because he had no obvious symptoms. But during a routine checkup, the results showed he had diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol all at once. He sighed and said, "If I had come in sooner, maybe it wouldn't be this serious." Thankfully, because we caught it in time, we were able to create a treatment plan and make lifestyle changes that likely prevented a heart attack waiting just around the corner. Medical science confirms monitoring blood pressure and cholesterol at least twice a year helps catch risks early and protects your heart. I want you to imagine your heart as a candle. When you take care of it, it burns bright and steady. But if you neglect it, that flame can flicker out at any moment. Regular checkups aren't just numbers on a piece of paper. They are a promise you make to yourself to live longer, healthier, and with enough time to truly enjoy your later years with the people you love. Dear friends, diabetes is not a death sentence. If it's detected early and you make the right lifestyle changes, you can live healthy, live happily, and live long. I always remind my patients, Health is the greatest gift we can give ourselves and our families. So let today be the day you start taking care of your health more proactively. You know, aging doesn't wait for anyone, but your health is something you can protect. Hit that subscribe button today, so every day you'll receive another simple tip to help you live healthier and longer.